and the factor of safety, correct? So in the problem, we are given with P to be equal to, what is the value? 60 into 10 power 3 Newton. Okay, there's a, and it is subjected to axial tensile load and also the transverse load. So what we will have is sigma axial given by load by area of cross section, correct? So that is 60 into 10 power 3 divided by, what is the area of a rectangle? It's given by B
172.
into H. That is B into 200 will give you sigma axial. Sigma bending is given by M by section modulus. What is bending moment in this case? It is 50 kilonewton into distance. Perpendicular distance is 800 mm, correct? So therefore, it is 50 into 10 power 3 into distance, perpendicular distance is 800, that will give you bending moment divided by Z for a rectangular cross section is BH square by 6, correct? Are you with me?
Yes.
Are you with me? So that is B into 200 square by 6. So simplify, you will get something divided by B. Here also you will get something divided by B. Correct? Fine. Now the sigma total, when you have axial and transverse load, the sigma total will be sum of sigma axial plus sigma bending. You agree? This is what we have studied. What is sigma total? That is the maximum stress or the allowable stress or the design stress. We don't know. So this we have to decide by taking appropriate material and appropriate factor of safety. So to do that, what we need to do is take out your data handbook. Take out your data handbook. Go to the recent one that we have. I had sent you, no? Recent one I had sent you. Take that out. Go to table 1.8, properties and uses of carbon steels. Properties and uses of carbon steels. Page number 463, table 1.8. That is table 1.8 in page number 463. Are you with me? Are you with me there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, what is that you have got there? Starting in the table, column number 1. One of you, please. I just want to find out whether you have Sai Sumant. What is the table that we have got there?
Designation. ISI grade.
Designation, ISI grade. Okay.
Then
Next,
percentage of
keep
carbon.
reading. Keep reading. Percentage.
Carbon.
Keep reading, Sai Sumant.
Percentage C. Then percentage M. Then tensile strength. Yield stress.
Okay.
Minimum elongation percentage. Grenade
Hmm.
hardness. And suggested
Okay.
uses.
Suggested uses. Okay. Fine. Tarun. Tarun Pachori, you are there, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, C30, what is it under percentage C?
0.25 to
Percentage C,
0.35.
0.25 to 0.35. Average of these two values is 0.3. Okay,
Yes.
so that means C30 steel, all of you please listen, C30 steel means that is the steel has got a carbon percentage of 0.3. Okay, if I come to C25, the carbon percentage is 0.25% because average of 20 and the 0.2 and 0.3 is 0.25. So C25 will have average a carbon percentage of 0.25. So therefore it's called C25. And look at the yield stress values. Look at yield stress value. You can go off the video, Siddhesh. Yeah. Srivatsan, you can go off the video. You can switch off the video. What's up? Yeah. Okay. And Bansali, Jain Bansali, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Is your mic okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. In the yield stress column, so from C15 to C35, what are the values? Just read out.
The yield stress from C15 is 235,
Okay.
C15 Mn75 is 245,
Correct.
C20 is 245,
Okay.
C25 is 275,
Yeah.
C25 Mn75 is 275,
Okay.
and C30 is 294, and C35 is 304.
Yeah. Go to next page. And the 464. Go to page 464. Next page.
Yes, sir.
Okay. For C40, what is the value?
With C40, it is 324.
324 megapascal. Correct. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, normally, and its uses, if you see, it is used for studs, bolts, gears, push rods, connecting rods, spindles, axles, and so on. So many uses are there, applications. So normally, for our classroom design, we are going to choose C40 steel. That is, C40 steel contains Siddharth Sanu. What is the percentage of C40? What will be the percentage of C40? Carbon, percentage carbon.
0.35, 0.45, sir.
What is the average? Average is 0.4.
Yes,
Correct?
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
C40 is nothing but 0.4% carbon. Okay, and if you see the steels from C15, C30, and so on, the yield stress values keep increasing. Correct? So for our classroom design, we normally choose C40 steel and a FOS of 2.5. So the yield stress value for C40 steel is how much? It is 324 megapascal or Newton per mm square. Correct? Correct? Okay. So now for C40 steel with yield stress of 324 megapascal, factor of safety, my sigma design or sigma allowable or sigma total will be equal to sigma y by factor of safety, that is equal to 324 divided by 2.5. What is the value of that now? Someone give me the value of 324 by 2.5.
129.6 megapascal. 29.6 megapascals.
1.29.6 mega. So that is my design stress. So I have selected the material. I have chosen the factor of safety. My design stress or total stress in the component should not exceed 129.6. Correct? So therefore, coming back to this equation, sigma total is 129.6. Sigma axial is something divided by B plus sigma bending is again divided by B. Find the value of B and round it up to next higher whole number. Got the clarity as to how to solve this problem? Anybody any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Yeah? Fine. Give me the value of B. Solve and get me the value of B. And please note down, refer table 1.8/463 for selection of materials. Refer table 1.8/463. That will give you properties and uses of carbon steels. Correct? That is the table heading. Table 1.8/463 or 464. Properties and uses of carbon steels. Okay, refer table 1.8/463 for selection of material. So selecting C40 steel, you can write here, selecting C40 steel and assuming an FOS of 2.5. Please write down that. From table 1.8/463, sigma y is equal to 324 megapascal. Assume an FOS of 2.5. So therefore, sigma max or sigma design or sigma total will be, this is sigma max also, okay, is equal to FOS, sigma y by FOS, that should give you 129.6. Are you with me? Write that clearly.
Yes, sir.
Sigma design or sigma allowable, sigma total, sigma all means the same. That is sigma y by factor of safety. From where do you get sigma y? By choosing an appropriate material. From the table, we can get the yield stress value. Okay. And depending upon the type of application, but for classroom design, we can choose 2.5 factor of safety. But in some specific applications, this factor of safety will be different. If they give you factor of safety, use it. Otherwise, we are going to assume FOS of 2.5 for our classroom design. Are you with me?
Yes.
You can choose even 2 also, factor of safety of 2 also, not an issue. Okay.
Sir, I didn't understand how C40 came. So we are matching yield stress.
Yeah, I could not hear you properly. Chinmay, tell me.
I didn't understand how we got C40.
That is what C40 is one of the steels with a factor of safety, with an yield stress of 324 megapascal. Okay. We can even go up to C60 also. So depending upon the applications, okay, and we are at liberty to even choose C30 also, C50 also, depending upon the application. Okay. But if you look at C40, which is a medium carbon steel. Okay. If you go to C60, no, what is the value of carbon percentage there?
1 minute. Sir.
C60. Yeah.
0.55 to 0.65 to 0.65.
Correct. What is it for C40? It is 0.4. Correct?
0.4. Yes, sir.
What will happen if the carbon percentage keep increasing in the material? Any
It will
idea?
become brittle. It will become brittle.
Yeah, it will become more and more brittle. Okay. If you take C15 or C20 steel there, your yield stress value is less. Okay. If I take higher carbon C60 and all, the carbon percentage goes up, so the metal more and more becomes brittle. So therefore, we choose somewhere in between. So that's why the most appropriate metal we choose is C40 steel, which can be used for gears, studs, bolts, connecting rods, push rods, and so on, axles, spindles, everything. So therefore, we tend to choose medium carbon steel C40. Got the clarity?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Yeah. Yeah. Please get me the value of sigma axial is 300 divided by B, correct? And sigma bending is 6000 divided by B.
B is 49.
B is how much?
48.61.
That 48.6 is what I got. So round it off to 49 mm. Okay. Round it off to 49 mm. Finished with this?
Yes.
Anybody needing time to copy?
1 minute, sir.
Yeah.
So your screen is not projecting those.
Now is it okay?
Yes, and also.
Yeah.
Done, sir.
Yeah. Take the next problem. Determine the dimensions of a rectangular cross section, dimensions of a rectangular cross section, of a cantilever beam of span, 800 mm, subjected to a transverse load, of 60 kilonewton, at its free end, limiting the maximum deflection to 0.5 mm. Maximum deflection to 0.5 millimeter. Full stop. Assume the depth of cross section to be. Twice the width. Full stop. Select an appropriate material. And assume a suitable value for FOS.
So what was after appropriate?
After?
Appropriate.
Yeah. Appropriate material and assume a suitable value for FOS. Finished, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Darshan, yes. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Please read the problem. Others, please look into your books.
Determine the dimensions of a rectangular cross-section of a cantilever beam of span 800 mm subjected to a transverse load of 60 kilonewton at its free end, limiting the maximum deflection to 0.5 mm.
Okay.
Assume the depth of cross-section to be twice the width.
Okay.
Select an appropriate material and assume a suitable value for FOS.
Okay. Now, please look at the screen now. What you have is, you are given with, change the pen. Okay, so there's a cantilever beam of rectangular cross section, correct? So there's a cantilever beam of rectangular cross section. This is B there. Subjected to a transverse load. I'll change the pen color. 1 second. It is subjected to a transfer. And what is the span of the beam given? It is 800 mm, correct? So 800 mm is the span of the beam, and it is subjected to a transverse load of 60 kilonewton. Transverse load is this, okay? That is the load which is perpendicular to the axis. So that is transverse load, okay? 60 kilonewton, and the depth of cross section, okay? That is the value of h is equal to twice the width. H is equal to 2b, correct? Given in the problem, h is equal to 2b. That is, depth of cross section is twice the width, and the maximum deflection, that is, y max is limited to 0.5 millimeter given in the problem. We need to find out what? What is that we need to find out? We need to find out the dimensions b and h for this, with the deflection being limited to 0.5 mm is one case. Another case is based on the material, appropriate material and factor of safety. Are you there with me? Again, going by the, and here if you look at, the cantilever beam is subjected to transverse load of 60 kilonewton. What type of stress is there in this? What type of stress? It is going to be bending stress. Given by what? Bending moment divided by section modulus. Correct? What is bending moment? Anwar, what is the value of bending moment? What do I substitute here? Anwar, can you tell me? Yeah? Not there. Jitin Kumar? Ritiksha? Yeah, somebody? What is the value of moment in this case?
16 to 10 by 3 to 800.
16 to 10 power 3 into
800.
800. That is the bending moment divided by Z for a rectangular cross section is given by BH square by 6. Correct? So this I can rewrite it as 16 to 10 power 3 into 800 into 6 divided by, in place of h, I write it as 2b. Okay? 2b square. So that becomes 60 into 10 power 3 into 800 into 6 divided by b cube into 4. Correct? So I can write sigma b to be this. Now, again going by the discussion of material selection and factor of safety with reference to previous problem, I select C40 steel for which sigma y is equal to 324 meg. Yeah.
There's one doubt, sir. Sir, since
Yeah.
y max is given already, so why aren't we using m into y by I instead of m by z directly?
Yeah, see, we will get, of course, here we can go only with but the thing is we need to find out the cross section both with reference to the material yield stress as well as deflection, and choose whichever is bigger. That's how we normally go with the design. One is with reference to material, another is with reference to deformation. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Choose FOS of 2.5.
So how
by
do we get
sigma
FOS of 2.5?
That's what I said. Is I think in the theory in the beginning, factor of safety depends upon the type of application. Okay, if you are using the aircraft application, the factor of safety will vary from 1.1 to 1.3 or so maximum. Okay, if it is a missile that we are designing, we use only factor of safety equal to 1. Okay, so that means it will not come back. But when we design components with reference to braking system, we tend to take more factor of safety because human life is involved. Correct? So therefore, depending upon the type of application that we are having, we choose a factor of safety. Okay, are you there?
Yes, sir, got it.
There are some instances where factor of safety even can go up to 4 or 5. Okay, wherever human intervention is there, wherever human life is there the factor of safety keeps going up. Okay, but when it comes to aircraft structures, what will happen is strength to weight ratio will come in. There we need to have more strength and lesser weight. So we cannot have a factor of safety of 2 or 3 in aircraft structure because the entire structure becomes too heavy. Okay, so therefore it is the factor of safety chosen depends upon the type of application. But for classroom design, we tend to take 2.5. That's it. There is no any other reasoning for that. Okay, Chinmayi, got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sigma design is sigma y by factor of safety. That is 324 divided by 2, because it will become easy also. 129.6 megapascal. So this is selection of material part. Now this is the bending stress part. Okay. So therefore, what I can have is sigma B. Sigma B is equal to, because there is no other type of load acting, sigma B itself is sigma design. That's equal to 60 into 10 power 3 into 800 into 600 into 6 rather, divided by 4B cube. Give me the value of B, and in turn give me the value of H, because H is equal to 2B. Just give me these values. Please note down the sketch. Any doubt, please let me know.
So is it 82.2?
Yeah, that's correct. 82.2, that is 83 mm, and this is going to be 166 mm. That's the value of H, correct?
So I got 164.41 value of H.
82.2, round it off to 83 mm. Okay. Then multiplied by 2, you will get 166. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Anybody? Any doubt in this? Don't carry the doubts back. Okay? Don't carry the doubts. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Yeah. Shall we move on? Shall we move on? Anybody still writing?
1 minute, sir.
Shall we go ahead with the next part of the problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Anybody needing time to write? Okay, yeah. In the problem again, we are given with Y max to be equal to 0.5 mm, and look at the same materials table. What is the value of, I think Young's modulus is not given in this. Yeah, tensile strength. Of course, okay. For most of the steels, we can take Young's modulus to be equal to 207 GPa. That is equal to 207 into 10 power 3 megapascal. Correct? and Y max is limited to 0.5 given in the problem. Now please go back to the data handbook that we have taken in the beginning. We have taken the data handbook in the beginning. Please take out the data handbook. Please take out the data handbook. Go to table 1.4 in page number 15. Are you there with me? Page number 15, table 1.4. Someone please tell me yes. After looking, take the first 4 sheets that we had taken earlier, the data handbook. There we have got table 1.4. It is shear, moment, and deflection formulas for beams. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first one is cantilever end load. Correct? Correct? The
Yes, sir.
first one, loading,
Yes, sir.
support and reference, cantilever end load. Come to the last column, deflection Y and maximum deflection. Correct? What is the maximum deflection equation that we have got? Y max is equal to
Minus 1 by 2 FL cube by EI.
FL cube by 3EI. Correct? FL cube by 3EI is the equation. And the load that we have here is, and Y max he has given you as 0.5. What is F here? 60 kilonewton, 60 into 10 power 3. What is the length of the beam? It is 800 cube divided by 3 into, what is Young's modulus? 207 into 10 power 3 megapascal into moment of inertia is given by what? So we can calculate I separately also. That is given by BH cube by 12 for a rectangular cross section. Correct? So for a rectangular cross section, it is BH cube by 12. That is B into H is equal to 2B given in the problem. Correct? So therefore, 2B to the power whole to the power 3 divided by 12. Correct? That is going to be 8B to the power 4 by 12. Correct? Are you there with me?
Yes, sir.
Find out B is equal to and H is equal to with reference to deflection. So this is given by table 1 point. What is the table number? Table 1 point
1.4.
1.4. Table 1.4, page number 15. Y max is equal to FL cube by 3EI. That is the equation. So Y max is given in the problem as 0.5. Y max is equal to 0.5. F, L is length of the beam. 3, Young's modulus is 207 into 10 power 3 megapascal. So if not given, we can assume it as 2 into 10 power 5 megapascal. And I is BH cube by 12. Correct? So you can directly substitute there and get it, or separately you can calculate I and then substitute. Either way is fine. Get me the value of B and H now.
Is it 111, sir?
The value of B is,
110.4.
that's exactly correct. 110.4, that is 111 mm. I round it off to. So therefore, H value is going to be 2 times the value of B, that is 222 mm. Anybody? Any doubt in this? Two 22 is the value of H and B is equal to 111.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah?
Value of E isn't given, no, sir. It's assumed, right? Or is it like a standard value? The value of
Which
E.
one? Value of
Young's modulus, 2.7
Young's
kilopascal.
modulus is a constant. Young's modulus is not given in the problem. It's a constant. For all the steels, we can take it as 2 into 10 power 5 megapascal. Young's modulus for steel, we can take it as 2 into 10 power 5 megapascal. We can assume it as, if not given, always we can take it as 2 into 10 power 5 megapascal. Okay?
Yes.
It is given in one place. I'll just let you know. In one of the tables, it is there. I think not taken there. Okay. Any other doubt? Anybody needing time? We'll take up the next problem.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Take the next problem. A shaft placed in bearings. A shaft placed in bearings. A shaft placed in bearings can be considered as a simply supported beam as shown in figure. A shaft placed in bearings can be considered as a simply supported beam as shown in figure. Full stop. Find the diameter of the section or the shaft. Find the diameter of the shaft. Assuming suitable material. Assuming suitable material. Full stop. Take FOS is equal to 2.5. Take FOS is equal to 2.5. Note down the sketch. Note down the problem. I'm probably note down the sketch. Finished, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'll go through the problem. Please look into your books. A shaft placed in bearings can be considered as a simply supported beam as shown in figure. Find the diameter of the shaft assuming a suitable material and taking a factor of safety of 2.5. Correct? So this is a shaft AB which is placed in bearings. This cross marks here indicate that the shaft is in bearings. And there it is mounted with maybe 2 gears or pulleys or whatever of load 20 kilonewton and 30 kilonewton, and these are the distances given in the problem. Correct? So we need to assume a suitable material, so therefore we select C40 steel, okay, for which sigma y is equal to 324 megapascal, first thing, and then factor of safety given in the problem is equal to 2.5. So therefore sigma max or sigma total or sigma bending in this case is going to be equal to 324 divided by 2.5, that is equal to 129.6 megapascal. Correct? So this part is done. Now, if you look at this shaft, it is subjected to multiple loads of 20 kilonewton and 30 kilonewton. Our job is to find, so it is essentially the shaft is subjected to bending because of application of load. The shaft is going to bend like this. Correct? So it's going to bend like this. And we need to find out maximum bending moment occurring on the shaft. We need, because there are two different loads with different magnitudes. So we need to find out the maximum bending moment, and the shaft is subjected to bending stress. So therefore bending stress is equal to bending moment divided by section modulus. Okay. Now I got sigma b to be equal to 129.6. That is done. Now, and z is for a circular cross section, it is given by pi d cube by 32. The d we need to find out. Then what about maximum bending moment? This is the one that we need to find out. So to get maximum bending moment, what we need to do is we can write this. So this is A, this is B, and this is where 20 kilonewton is acting, and this is where 30 kilonewton load is acting, and these are, and this I call it as some C and D, and these distances are 175, okay, that is 175, 625, 225. What I can do is I have to find out the reaction. So you will have reaction RA here, and at this you will have reaction RB. Okay, by using our basic mechanics knowledge. What is that we have learned in basic mechanics? Forces and moments. What is that we have learned?
Forces and moment balance each other will be equal to 0.
Sum of vertical forces is equal to 0. Acting upward, I take positive. Correct? Correct? This is what we have learned, correct? So
yes.
Vertical forces are acting upward, I take it as positive. So therefore, I have RA plus RB. Okay, I have RA, RB, and I have 20 kilonewton and 30 kilonewton acting downward, correct? Minus 20 minus 30 is equal to 0. So therefore, RA plus RB is equal to what? 50 kilonewton, correct? This is one inference that I can make. Okay. Next what? Sum of moments about a point, I take point A there. Sum of moments about A is equal to 0, taking clockwise positive. Correct? This is what we have learnt in our basic engineering mechanics. So how I get I am now trying to find out the values of reactions Ra and Rb. That's all. By taking sum of moments about A to be equal to 0 by taking clockwise positive. So when I do that, what are the values that I'm going to get? So I first consider 20 kilonewton over there, which is acting clockwise, okay? With reference to point A, it is going around A in clockwise direction. So therefore, it is positive 20 into 175. Similarly, plus 30 into how much? What is that? 175 plus 625? 800. Okay. And then we have RB, which will go round the point A, okay, in counterclockwise direction, correct? So therefore, it is minus RB into how much it is? 800 plus that is 1025 is equal to 0. This will give me the value of RB. How much? Please give me this value. Therefore, RA will be, so from equation, if I take it as 1, RA is equal to so much from equation 1. Give me the value of RA and RB. Give me the value of RA and RB. Anybody? I am trying to find out the maximum bending moment.
RB is
Pardon me?
26.83.
26.87. Okay. And RA?
23.17.
Yeah, thank you. 23.17 kilonewton. Okay. Now,
Sir,
so I have, yeah.
excuse me, sir. I'm getting 26.57. I think you have mistaken the dimension with RB. It's 1035, sir. RB into 1035.
No, it is 800 plus 225. It is 225, not 235.
Okay.
Got it? Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So 26.83 is RB, 23.17 is the value of RA. That is the reactions. Now I have got all the forces in the system. Now, you recall bending moment diagram and shear force diagram from your mechanics of materials, correct? Are you there with me? I need to find out now bending moment about point C and point D using my mechanics of materials knowledge. What does it say? It is the algebraic sum of all the moments, okay? Algebraic sum of all the moments either to the right of the section or to the left of the section, correct? It is algebraic sum of all the moments either to the left of the section or to the right of the section, okay? Now, and you have, do you remember hogging and sagging moments?
Yes.
Do you remember? So this is sagging moment which is taken positive, and this is hogging moment which is taken as negative. Correct? Are you with me? Now,
yes, sir.
I consider point C and D separately. Now I consider point D. So with reference to point D to the right of the section, I have RB. So it is pushing the beam up in this direction. So therefore, it is a positive bending moment. That is RB into 225. RB into 225 will give me positive bending moment about point D because it is trying to push the beam up. So therefore, at moment about point D is equal to plus RB into distance is 225. There are no other forces to the right of the point D. So what is this value of B now? MD. RB into 225 is how much? RB into 225?
6036.75.
603?
6.75.
Is it 36 or
Yes, sir.
6030?
36.7.
36.75 kilonewton millimeter. Correct? Are you with me with the equation, units? RB is kilonewton, 225 is millimeter,
Yes,
so
sir.
it is kilonewton millimeter. Correct? Now come to point C. Now come to point C. To the left of the section I consider, because I have only one force, that is RA. So this RA is trying to push the beam up in upward direction. Correct? Like this. It is trying to push the beam up in this direction. So therefore it is a positive bending moment. Again, therefore, bending moment about C is equal to plus RA into, what is the distance? 175. So what is the value of bending moment here? About C?
So 4054.75.
4054.75.
54.75.
Yeah, that's excellent. Okay. So this is the bending moment. Now out of bending, and the bending moment about A and B are going to be 0. Okay, na? So what about, what is the maximum bending moment of these two? This one, no? 6036.7 will give us the maximum bending moment. Correct? Now come to sigma B in this equation. Sigma B is 129.6 is equal to, what is the maximum bending moment? 6036.7 into 10 power 3 Newton millimeter. Correct? That is equal to 6036.7 Newton into 10 power 3 Newton millimeter. Correct? Correct? So therefore, M is that value. What is Z? Pi d cube by 32 for a circular cross section. So therefore, D is equal to, give me this value. Give me the value of D. Others, please note down. Give me the value of D. And I'll take the attendance meanwhile. D is, yeah.
77.99.
How much?
77.99, sir.
Excellent, excellent. 77.9, that is 78 mm. Others, anybody, any doubt in this? Answer your roll call. 1.
Answer.
2. 2. Abhishek, I think he was there, no? Abhishek GL.
Hello.
3. 3. Abhishek Narayan. 4.
Answer.
Be quick. 5.
Yes, sir.
6.
Present, sir.
7.
Present, sir.
8.
Present, sir.
9.
Present, sir.
10.
Present, sir.
11.
Yes, sir.
12.
Yes, sir.
13.
Present, sir.
14.
Present, sir.
15.
Present, sir.
17.
Present, sir.
18. 18. Govindraj. Hello, 18.
Present, sir.
19.
Present, sir.
20,
Present, sir.
21,
Yes, sir.
22, 20, Bansali.
Present,
Yeah.
sir.
23,
Yes, sir.
24, Chaitanya. Karamjit Singh. 26, 26, 27,
Present, sir.
28, 30. Make it fast. Mastanul. Mazin Omar. Sharan.
Present, sir.
33,
Present, sir.
34,
Yes, sir.
35. Nikhil. I stop recording.